Yeah, you haven't chatted yet, though, Chess Wizard. To get the credit for being the first chatter, you still have to chat. Although I like the sound. I love the music. Thank you for getting us started with that. That's nice. It's a great start. But you got to chat, my friend. I can't change it until you chat. All right. We are going to be working with the World Chess Championship match tonight. Uh-oh. Yep, I will. I'll flip for the colors, and we can go from there. We could probably flip with you because you're actually kind of like you're the lead because you came in first. So you should get to choose which color which color, not choose which color, but I mean you would get to choose to flip. And then you can decide. I'm using your picture from your avatar from not streaming, but from Twitch. If you want me to use a different picture, you need to send it to me pretty quick. And you can let me know in Lichess if and when you've sent it. All right. I'll also let you know via Lichess any other information since the stream is lagging for you. Well, we'll help you out that way. Let me log you in as the first chatter. Congrats again. Always love having first chatters. Let's see how nice that looks. Oh, not bad. Nice. Can move it over just a tad. Even better. There you go. All right. Well, I'm sorry about the lag. Don't like that to ever happen. But, you know, hey, things do happen. All right. And we have about 45. We're going to go at 8:45. It is now 8:06. So I have roughly 40 minutes before we have to start. Oh, this is a puzzle I was doing. And I thought I had it pretty well. Oh. I think I already did this. So rook takes, because the knight can't take back. Now the rook can go here. The rook can go here, because he still can't take, because it'd still be mate. So that's one option. I thought about going here, but then he can block with the bishop. Yeah, you could block with the bishop. You could block with the rook. But I thought about that. This is a check, which just loses a queen, I think. I also thought I could even go here, right, and where he pretty much has to take, but then I take back, and his king can take my rook, so that's no good. I kind of like this move, just because it's so tricky, right? He can't take still. So that would be a check, and he has to come here or here. If he goes here, then my queen gets to go here, or the rook gets to go there and win the queen. So that's dynamic. But the only thing I hadn't figured out yet is if I go here and if he goes here. Like, yeah, I don't know what to do from there. That's where I got stuck. That's where I got stuck. Didn't know what to do after that. So, I'm tempted to just drop the rook and then think about it, but if he goes there, I feel like I'm missing something I shouldn't be missing. It should be pretty obvious, but I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. I don't have another check. I'd want to get the knight out of the way. I can't not check or block this checkmate. So I either have to block the checkmate or say check. I can't not say check or stop the checkmate. Yeah, I've said that more than once. Okay. Yeah, and I'd want to get the knight out of the way so my queen maybe could go here or something. Or my queen could go here, but it can't get there. So I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't see what to do next. So that's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck on this one. I feel pretty confident the rook move is good, but then it looks like he just moves his bishop out of, his king out of the way. And I like where my rook is. It's not under attack by the knight. It's holding the bishop in because he'd lose the rook. I've got the last 5. That all feels good, but my problem is this still. And I don't see how I'm stopping that at all. So from here I could go here with my knight. And now you can see what that's threatening. That's not really threatening anything. It's just holding status quo. I want to do more than hold status quo. So yeah, I'm not, I could go there. The knight gets saved and I'm up. I just took a knight. Let's see though, I have 2 minor pieces, he has 3. He's still winning. In material, he has 3 minor pieces and I only have 2, and we both have both rooks. So yeah, now I'm thinking it's got to be more because I'm still if I do this, I'm still losing. Okay, wait. I got a discovered attack here, guys. I got a discovered attack. Yeah, the rook can go here being tricksy because you can't take it and you can't go here, but I got a free move with the rook. Why not just come here and attack the queen? Don't I just win a queen? Duh. Okay. Yeah, duh. Wow, that took me all that time. I don't know why I had a blind spot to the fact that it was a discovered attack that whole time. I don't know what's going on in my head sometimes. All right. Black to move. Best move for black. Well, he's in trouble. That's going to try to queen. I've got to get to this square before... I got to hit this square before he can. And even then, he could just go here. It feels like he's going to win anyway. But I still have a pawn also that's going to queen. So, if I take, he can't push, because then I just come here and he's done for a game over. So if I take, he has to take. My king cannot catch. And 1, 2, 2, 3, queen. So if I take, he has to take. I push, he push. I push, he push. I push, he queens, I've queened. His king is here. Now I think I'm winning, right? Because I got a check here, and then all I have to do is force a trade of queens, and then I've got another one. So I think I win. So, okay, doing that again. I feel confident I win. But if I do this, he might even come here and say check. And then he could go here and block my bishop, and then I lose. So I feel confident I have to take, and then run. Now, what's frustrating is that it's going to make me play out more moves. That's a little frustrating. If I go here... He can't, he could go this way, but if he ever gets in front of this queen, of course, then I win the queen. So as far as I see, I just like taking here. I think taking there is pretty straightforward. Yep, all right, 45. 45, we're on 45. We're on problem 45. All right, we gotta love rooks on the 7th. Rooks on the 7th are sweetness. This pawn is at risk. Not crazy about my pawn being at risk. But I get a check here. He's got to slide over. And then I wish I could checkmate here. That would have been very nice. But not likely to happen because of what we just said. Alright, I don't have a check. I can go here, you can go here, I don't have another check. But I do have a bishop. And then I have both rooks protecting my pawn. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I like that. So let me just double check this one. Can he push? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. All right, so taking here doesn't work because he actually blocks. Right? Because he can get away with that too. Because then the bishop just takes. Yeah. All right. So I'm liking winning the bishop. Just keep it simple sometimes. Okay, we have a discovered attack. And we could go here for the discovered attack, which means that the queen can't jump in front and save itself by giving itself up for the queen, trade of queens. Because if I go here, he can't even get his queen to block. So that seems obvious. But we should always double check. So there is a double check. 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 That's a double check. And a double check means, coming from both of these directions, he has no choice but to move. He cannot interpose, he cannot block, he cannot do anything else. Yes, double check. I love double checks. So, if he moves here, the queen follows with mate. If he moves here, the queen follows with mate. So this is a tricksy one, because you would look at this and say, great, I win a queen for my rook. But he also has a rook, a knight, and a bishop then. He'll still have a rook, a knight, and a bishop for the queen. But by going here, we get the double check and the checkmate. So that was a little tricky. You just can't look at the first obvious, looks like an obviously good move, because it wasn't. Hey Max, how are you? Max Sixblade, we have the World Championship tonight. It will be Chess Wizard against SudacusChess. Why do you say? Because our reigning champion, let me go to our lecture screen. Oh, I took it off of there too? Oh my goodness. Matt Bruce, 25. Matt Bruce, 25. Our reigning champion has now reached over 1,800. Yes, over 1,800. Let me show you. I'm going to show you. Let's go to Matt Bruce. Matt Bruce. And we go full screen, guys, full screen. And we see right over here, Matt Bruce has achieved the vaunted 1,800 game. 1,800 ranking in Rapid. He is over 1,800 in Rapid by 2 points. Outstanding job, Matt. Wow, great job. He's also known as Checkmate 422. So congratulations, very proud of him. We have not had a champion that didn't breach over 1,800 yet. They all, once they became a champion, they kept fighting, kept playing, and reached that beautiful 1,800. Now, I must say, with him reaching 1,800 and this happening for every one of our champions, it's like a proving ground. Now I'm wondering, when we change to under 2,000, we're talking about changing in August, excuse me, to under 2,000 instead of 1,800, will all of our champions then reach over 2,000? Will we be able to just keep pushing our players to be stronger and stronger and stronger? So great job, Matt. I'm really proud of you. We are looking at doing an under 1,500 tournament. As you see in the Nightbot, Lemurf is putting together a under 1,500 tournament team to play under 1,500. Now, he's not running his tournament exactly like I do, so I don't know if I'd count that as the World Championship, but I'll check with him. But even if he doesn't, I'm thinking, you know what? An under 1,500 World Champion and under 2,000 champion. That feels good, right? To be able to have both. But I'd like him to run it in his tournament so I don't have to direct both tournaments. And then, if we get beginning players to win the under 1,500, will they then prosper and keep pushing to get to 1,500 so they disqualify themselves? That would be awesome. Just think of how strong they'd be getting. Just think of the fact that we're encouraging players to keep getting better. Yeah, 192 games. Yeah, 192 games. That make me wonder, how many games have I played? Rapid games, I've played 364. Okay. I didn't even know how many games I played. Interesting. All right, but yes, Matt reached 1800 and is now disqualified. So tonight at 8:45, in about 25 minutes, we will have a championship match, best of five, between Chess Wizard and SudacusChess. Looking forward to it. Wow, over 3,000 games? Wow, yeah. And so did you always play online? Because I didn't start playing online in any amount in serious, especially in Lichess, until probably about Christmas time. Now, I was playing on chess with friends, but only with like 3 people. And I might have played them a lot of times, but it would have been in the low hundreds. And it was just, it was something to do on the phone every once in a while, playing, like I said, friends. I never took it seriously, never cared about it. But when COVID hit, bam, I'm all the time. Now, this is all I play is online right now. I am going to be playing, what would you call it? Not in person. I'm going to be playing over the board soon. But as of this moment, I had to wait. I couldn't play over the board. I had to wait. All right. Let's make believe I do nothing. He gets to take, I would have to take back, and he gets to win a pawn. So if I did nothing, he just takes here, and then I have trouble taking back. So in other words, if I go and attack this pawn, he can laugh and just take this pawn, because then I don't have anything going for me. So I can't go and I can't waste moves with this. Okay, I just can't throw away moves. So since I can't throw away moves, I feel like I gotta take. And the question is, which way do you take? Well, I can take this way. He takes back, and I'm back to trouble. Maybe. No, I'm not in trouble. Okay. If I take this way, see now, if I take this way, right, and he takes, then right, okay, no. But if I take this way, he pretty much he has to take back. I'm not going to take, I'm going to push. Now he could push here, right? He could push here. But look, I got that queening square, and I got this transposing square. I got enough squares covered. So I think I take, he takes, I push through. His bishop cannot stop my pawn. So I like it. All right. I liked it. All right. You played a lot. Oh, okay, about 5 years ago. Then I had a huge break. But chess is a kind of game for me. I always return. Yeah, chess is great. Chess is such a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game, and it's just an awesome game. All right. All right. So I could go, and this is a mistake I make a lot of times. I see that I can go here and then take here with the rook, right? I could check, I can attack the queen, and then I would win this pawn, and I can press on. But of course, if I go here, the queen gets to move, and I'd have to double check to make sure he doesn't have any good squares to go to, and then I still get to check, his king runs away, or king can't run that way. So his king can only go here, but then still, the point is, then what? I can't take because the knight's holding. But if I reverse the order, which is a beautiful thing, and we teach that, right? I've been taught that. When you're looking at combos and you go, well, this one seems to be nice, but it doesn't quite work. Reverse the order. What happens if I take first? Now, the knight holds both those squares, so the only escape square is here. And then I get a check here, and I win the queen. If he goes here, right, if I take here, and he goes into the corner, then I just take with the rook. If the knight takes back, the queen takes mate. If I take and he takes back, I go here with check, and I win the queen. So I'm going to have a queen. I'm going to have a queen and a knight for a rook and 2 knights. So I'm liking that. So you go with the check first, right, because that forces this, and it's more forcing, changing the order, more forcing. All right, so I could just take the knight. This seems odd to me that he went this way, that black played that. Let's see, what did he, I always like to see what he took. Right, he doesn't like the knight there. Okay, he takes the knight. I think it's a mistake. Why? Because we get a discovered attack. Now, you might say, oh yeah, you get a discovered attack, but the queen takes you back, Well, it can't. We got we got enough pieces. Can't even. And back rank make wasn't going to happen anyway. All right, so I could take here and get a discovered attack on the queen. So then the question is, does he have a good square to go to? And yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling like he's got any good squares to go to. He could block. He could try blocking with the knight, but then the queen drops to the bishop. What else does he have? If we take, he's under attack. Queen could go here, but then he loses the knight, another free piece. He could go. He could go here. Queen could just take. He gets to take back, and he loses the knight. All right, so I can win. We can win both of these knights. It looks like, and we'd have a bishop and 2 rooks against a bishop against a queen, a bishop and 2 rooks. So we're not quite where I want to be yet. I mean, we don't even have to do this because we're going to win. We're going to win the knight anyway. We're going to win this knight, and then we're forcibly win this knight. So I need to check to see if there's something better. Is there anything better? You know, like you say check, but then the knight gets saved. We don't get to take the knight, so I don't like that. Yeah, I'm thinking we take, and we take this way to open up the discovered attack on the queen. All right, and for whatever reason, he's taking because he had no place else to go. I don't know. And we're just going to take. Okay, I'll take it. He can go knight to c5 after pawn takes e5. Okay, so yes, okay, so you asked about knight to c5. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. All right, so right now he's skewing, but it is protected. No, it's not. It's not protected. So this rook is not protected at all, right? That rook is not protected by this bishop. So the queen is threatening. I could take. He could take back. I could take back, and I'd have a rook, again, a rook, a knight, and a bishop against a queen. Overall, not bad. Definitely playable, right? I could go with that. I could go with that. But do I want to go with that? Do I even want to go with that? All right, I have checks. So I have one check here. I have a check there. By the way, I also have a check here. So right now I have rook for rook. I have 2 pieces, 2 minor pieces for rook. So I could go here because obviously if he takes, I take back with check. My bishop's holding the rook. Life is good. If I go here and he takes the rook, then I take back with the bishop and life is good. If he comes down, then my can hold. But here's a problem I'm looking at. If I go here, he takes, I take. He takes my queen, I take back check. He attacks my knight. My knight can move to either square, but now what stops this pawn? I have no pieces, I have no long-range pieces that can get to this side of the board and stop that pawn from queening. Problem. That's a problem, folks. If I take, he takes, I take. He looks like he could still give me trouble with these pawns, but that's looking better. So I don't like the queen move because this is a check. And then when I take back, he can take my queen. I take back with check, yes, but then he just attacks. And my knight has to move. And when my knight moves, I'm seeing that, you know, he still has a rook, by the way. But he's going to be able to usher that pawn and get a queen. Okay, he's going to get a queen. I cannot allow that to happen. Okay, I can't allow that to happen. So another choice is to say check, right? Because then, of course, if that'd be stupid, you just take back, and he still can't get past. And then I do have a long-range piece to come back here and fight for the pawn. So that's a check, but you know, I don't know that he has any bad squares to go to, and I'm going to be in trouble, right? Shortly, I'll be in the same trouble. The king might be here instead. King there instead, though, gives me this check. But again, he doesn't have to. He could go this way. He could just go away. So I could go check. Oops. I can go check. He could go away. And I still got to find a way to hold on to that piece. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. Not feeling that. If we say check here, we're giving up the protection of the... Oh, this is a tough one. This is a toughie, guys. This is a toughie. This is a toughie. I might have to come back. I'm at 50. Hate to mess up when I'm at 50. Might have to come back. We have 1 minute before 8:30. The tournament starts at 8:45. Just a reminder. But my, this one's going to hurt my head. Sometimes they just hurt my head. And this one feels like it's one of those. Like this is just going to extremely hurt my head. All right, let's try this one more time. If we take, he takes, we take. Now, we are threatening to come here and win the queen, but we win the queen at the risk that this pawn still comes down and queen. That's the part I don't like. I don't like, we take, he pretty much has to take, we take. Pawn can't really get anywhere, right? I mean, we could just come here, we're going to win the pawn. His queen can't get over here. His queen has no allies to get in. The best his queen has is going here to attack this pawn. And we can actually pop up here and keep his queen out forever. His king has to move out of the way. The queen has to slide over. And his king can go here to try to get away. I'm feeling like the answer is take. Take. If he pushes, we just go after it. We're going to take, and we're going to take, and I think we might be winning with one major and two minor. Yeah, I'm feeling like the queen takes is the only real move we have. I'm liking queen takes. I don't see another choice. Yeah, I don't see another choice. 2 rooks for the queen. That's actually better than the queen, supposedly, right? So I'm thinking we're going to go for that. All right, I like it when it doesn't make me do anything else. Just sweetness. All right, so we get to take. Is there anything wrong with taking? No, nothing's wrong with taking. Wow, he sacked the bishop. We take. His queen can't take. Queen can't take. Queen will just take back with check, by the way. This is, again. So anyway, we take. We're threatening mate. If the rook, I think we have force mate anyway. Wait a second. Because if we take threatening mate, if the rook comes over, we leave the rook there and we just come here and say checkmate. We just say checkmate. So why not just come here and say check? We say check. Rook has to take, because, right, the rook's backing it up. The rook has to take, and that's still mate. That's a beautiful mate, too. That's a beautiful mate, and it's forced. It's a 2-move mate. Taking here, it's his move. He has a move. He could try things. I don't know what he's got that he could try, but he could try things. But I say, we just say check, and we just say mate. I like that. Yeah, thanks, Max. Yeah, I like that. That's the one you want to find during a game. That's the one during an actual game you want to look at and go, I've got mate. That feels good. That feels good. All right. We can pin the good old rook to the queen. If the rook takes, you take the queen. If the rook takes, you take the queen. The queen is undefended. The rook is undefended. If he pushes the pawn, I believe we could just take with the pawn, threatening the queen, and then we're going to win the rook. If he takes, the pawn takes the queen. Right? Yeah. So I'm liking the pin of the rook. He doesn't have a check with this rook, so he's going to lose the queen, or he's going to lose the rook. He could try to come here, but we just take. He could try to come here, but we could just take. And after we take, if he takes back with a pawn, then we can always just take here with the queen, threatening the queen. Yeah. I don't. Okay. So, did I say that pawn push? Yes, I did. I did. And I said that if he pushes that pawn, that we could just take, because then we still have 2 pieces on the rook, and the pawn is attacking the queen, so we're good to go. We're good to go. So we just take. Ah, love it. 53. I need one of those. Now I do have a hammer. I have Thor's hammer. This is all my little paraphernalia. I do have my bobblehead. Yep, I got that. I even have, look at this, what my brother got me. My brother got me a bobblehead of myself. See, it's like here. I got the wrong color piece, but you get the feel, right? Yeah, let's see if I can get it on camera somehow. Ah, there we go. But yeah, I got. So he gave me a bobblehead of myself with a tennis racket and a chess piece, my Notre Dame shirt, Air Force hat. Yeah, bobblehead of myself. What I should do is take a picture of that and use it as my avatar. Right? I should use that as my. But I like my cat. I like my chess cat. I like my chess cat. So I probably won't change that. Anyway. Sudakus, welcome, my friend, welcome. So, Chess Wizard still has trouble with his computer, supposedly only when I'm streaming. I don't know why. But anyway, so it's kind of shaky tonight. So he said for you to challenge him when it's time. So he'll be ready, but he can't watch the stream. So he didn't want to, try to rely on just hearing the stream and all that stuff. All right, I need a haircut. So we are going to do a coin flip. It is 8:36. I'm up to 53 on my puzzle, which, by the way, I messed up last time. At 53, you guys are supposed to be able to help me with the puzzles because we're trying to beat Ratchet's 91. No, he's not trying to adopt Wiz. He's trying to beat him. He lost to Chess Wizard in the candidates, and they are playing each other for the under 1800 championship because you missed it, King. Matt Bruce, 25, also known as Checkmate 422, is 1802. He actually went over, he got over 1800. He's at 1802, disqualified because he's awesome. Just like you, King, got over 1800, Ratchet got over 1800, everybody's over 1800 that makes it as a champ. He's no different. He made the champ, and before he could defend his championship, within a month, he broke 1800. And so whoever wins tonight, I would hope within a month they break 1800. By the way, we're probably going to move up to under 2000, and I'm going to leave whoever's the champion will still get to be the champion for the under 2000. So they get an automatic seat at the table to try to play for the championship. They might be the underdog, but it depends. Because it just depends on who's playing the other under 2000, right? Alright, so let's double check our players. SudacusChess is currently 1736, and Chess Wizard is currently 1664. Both nice ratings, but neither one is over 1800, and I don't believe they ever have been. And now I got to check here, right? We got to check both. Remember, you can't be over 1550. So Sudakus in Rapid is 1405, and I don't think Chess Wizard even play. Oh, he does. He does have an account, and his Rapid is 1011. All right. So nice. I like his picture used, and the icon. Wow, I like it. It's pointing to your grin. It's saying yeah. And then I have Chess Wizard's icon from Twitch. All right, so we're about ready to get started. We have to do a coin toss to see what color. We have to see what color you get. Now, you know, we've tried quarters before, and it's like murder to see, right? So instead, I have this coin. It's an Air Force type commemorative. Not exactly an Air Force one. It's all military. But this side is all gold. All gold. And this side has color. So, if this side is what's up, and so let's go back and I believe, so Sudacus, you have white, so I want white at the bottom because I'm going to do it matching up with the colors, how it goes. So there we go. So you will have white. You'll be at the bottom of the board. You guys, I'm sure, want to see the clock. So let me remember how I got my clock in here before. Here we go. Ah, yes, I will cover up their pictures once the game starts. All right. No, I don't know, Ramirez. I'm working up to 2,000. Yeah. The time control is 10 plus 3. All of them. The qualifiers, the candidates, and the championship are all 10 plus 3. Always 10 plus 3. We keep the time control the same. And it should be rated. Got it? All right. And you're going to challenge him. And you're ready. He has 2 minutes. If you want to wait 2 minutes, you can wait 2 minutes, and then we'll get started. Ramirez. Oh, let me throw in a little background music, please. I like my background music. All right. So, Ramirez. So, we started with an under 1800 tournament 4 months ago. 3 or 4 months ago. Because I normally teach under 1800s. Was my idea that, hey, if you're over 1800, you probably don't want me teaching. You want somebody else. But learning that Chess 1800 is not the same as over-the-board 1800, I'm happy to work with 2000s and below. So, because of that, we're bumping this up to under 2000 championships. Now, if I get to the point where I'm prepping, I'm trying to prep to become a national master, right? So if I get to work on that, and my rating gets up to 2400 Chess, then yeah, I'll probably do an under 2200. But for now, 2000. We're going to that in August. We'll see if I keep, you know, like I want my champions to always disqualify. Matt Bruce disqualified already himself because he got up to 1802. Awesome job, Matt Bruce. So, also known as Checkmate 422 in here. So, since he did that, I mean, I'm going to push myself also. And so, as we move up to under 2,000, I'm going to try to get my rapid rating over 23, over 2,400. But I not just want to get the rating there, I want to be playing there. I want to be playing at that ability, right? I want to play as good as a national master. Because if I'm going to become one, I've got to be one. So, right, to win the championship, you got to beat the best. To become a national master, you got to play as good as the national master. So that's my goal. I'm going to try to play as good as the national master online, and then we'll go from there. All right, we can start the tournament. Sudacus, you can challenge him, and his handle in Chess is, I will give it to you. It is Chess Wizard, C-H-E. I'll put it in here. 2. There's his handle. All right. Yeah. You know, it's still, because it's 2000 is still too low for you. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Ramirez, you can always help me commentate and talk about it. G-Dot! Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Welcome back. Missed you. Haven't seen you in a while. Are you defeated 2 NMs so far? King, good job. You've beaten me before, so, you know, if I get to be a national master, you could say you've beaten 3. All right, let's see. We're waiting. Sudacus is going to throw the challenge out there, and hopefully we know that our buddy will be ready to go, and we should see the game. I will be commentating, and we will be changing our score. It's the best of 5. Yes, life is going well, G-Dot. Thank you for asking. So far, so good. Here we go, guys. Turning on the clock. And I know Sudacus doesn't listen when he's playing, and I know Chess Wizard doesn't. So we got a clean game. I can talk. I can commentate till I'm blue in the face. All right, so we get to King's Gambit. Sudakus plays the King's Gambit. What has Chess Wizard prepared? Now, he only had about a half a day because we found out that Mad Bruce disqualified by getting over 1800. He only found out today. And Mad Bruce only did it by 2 points. 2 points. So, Chess Wizard had to, he said, oh, I got to prep now for Sudakus. What do I do? Hey, TK, thank you for the raid. So, here we go. This is going to be tough because it doesn't look at all like Chess Wizard prepped for the King's Gambit. So he probably looked at some games that Sudakus had played and didn't see the King's Gambit. And so he didn't know he was going to be playing against the King's Gambit. And here he is, playing against the King's Gambit. Oh my goodness. So this is going to be an exciting first game because he's obviously in waters he doesn't know. Hey, thanks TK. Thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it. Always appreciate it. All those coming from TK, we are in the beginning of our World Chess Championship for under 1800 Lead Chess rated players. Under 1800 Lead Chess rated players, 1800. Oh my goodness, G-Dot, thank you. Look at G-Dot going crazy with the subs. Guys, if you have a subscription, just so you know, you actually can get a lesson. Remember, you have to be a subscriber now. So, Max, I don't know if you saw it. Ramirez, Flavio, if you're here, King, and King, you haven't been able to get a sub because of being in India, and now you have a sub, my friend. Now you can get a lesson. And Jordan, thank you. G-Dot, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. I was wondering if the sacrifice was going to happen. I got to stay on top of this game. So, nice, normal attacking lines, right? Big time attacking lines. And if he takes the queen check, what are you going to do? You can't slide over. Checkmate, right? So you're going to have to push. And if you push, he gets to take the pawn with check. And then what do you do? Because you want to try to protect that. So I think you're going to probably just play your queen here. That'll protect the bishop. It'll attack the queen. And you'll still be up a piece for 2 pawns. So probably worth it. Gotta go. Gotta do it. Gotta do it, right? You can't not take the knight. You cannot not take the knight. I don't think you can not take the knight. You gotta take it. Thanks again, G-Dot, and thank you for using my cat. I love my cat. Thank you for the, I like using the emotes, my friend. And by the way, we do have sounds. Guys, you should, I love my sounds. I love the sounds. And I might have to change them at some point, but I do like the sounds that we have. So it's interesting how long he's thinking through these moves. What happened? Why didn't he just take? The check here? No big deal. You push... because he would lose the rook. Yeah, he would lose the rook. He would... But, I don't know. He'd lose the rook? Yeah, he'd lose the rook. Let's see. So, if he had pushed, take, then he does this. If he takes the rook, he gets check here. And this bishop is dangerous. Wow. Wow, that would have been... You might have to try that later. Because he can't go this way, right? The bishop check, and you're done for? And so with this check, where does he go? He has to go this way? That would have been... I'm curious. I'm curious. Okay, I think you go here right now. You block. Normal is the knight takes, but the problem is the queen can take with check and then come back and take. You still get the knight for free. Oh, but this bishop is hanging. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But right here, look at this. Look, look, look. Right there wins the queen. Right there wins the queen. Will he find it? Will he find it? This is exciting. Man, this is a good... Wow. Oh no, he didn't find it. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he missed it. Look, he missed it. The queen was holding it. He moved a little too fast. He missed it, guys. He had it. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he had it. He had it. He had the queen for nothing. Okay, you bring back the bishop so you don't lose the piece for free. Got to bring back the bishop. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. you got to bring back the bishop, and you still got this threatness for if you could get it in. No, he moved. I don't understand, guys. I don't understand. Why give away the bishop? Why not bring the bishop back? It's protected by the knight. It's protected by the king. I don't understand Chess Wizard's choice on this one. Yeah, that was a bad choice. That was a really bad choice. I don't understand that. I don't understand why he didn't go for it. I don't understand why he didn't go for that. Now he's losing. So he missed it multiple times. First time, this move by Sudacus should lose to this. He almost had to go this way. But yeah, he goes that way, and it's still kind of scary. Oh, then he gets to lose this bishop. So bishop here wins the queen. Just flat out wins the queen. Doesn't have to worry about the rook. It's a check. Check comes first. If the queen takes, the queen gets to take back with check, and you don't have to worry about anything. So that was one win. And then here, he had another opportunity to save the bishop, bring it back, and then he's still good. But he misses it. He throws in the check, but now it's too late. It's too little, way too late. I think, yeah, it's too little, too late, guys. He had the opportunity, and he gave it away. He had it, and now he's just simplifying. And he can't be simplifying. He's down material, right? No, they both have the same almost material, but boy, his king is so open. His king is so open. His king is going to have to. So maybe here first. Can't allow. Well, the queen can't get there anyway. I mean, you got to get your pizza developed. Both of them have no pizza developed, but Chess Wizard missed some clean opportunities here. Clean opportunities. Oh, okay, King. Good luck on your exam, and congrats on the having a sub now, baby. Good job. Let's go. Exciting, exciting. Wow. Chess Wizard is using up a lot more time than his opponent, but oh, what was that? What am I missing? What in the world just happened, guys? Attacked the queen and missed the fact that the knight can go backwards. Oh, what a blunder. Oh my gosh. As my good friend Sudacus would say, that's a game changer. Oh, he gave away the and by the way, to be fair, Chess Wizard should have won it a long time ago. Also, to be fair, if you guys don't know, Sudacus is probably at work right now, and he's trying to do his job and play chess. I think that's harder than streaming and playing chess. Now, he usually also streams, but he's not streaming. But still, trying to do your job, answering calls. But, hey, to be fair, he had over 8 minutes. He had a lot more time than his opponent. I think he just reacted real quick, thinking he had a checkmate, thinking the king had no squares. That looked like checkmate, that the queen would have to come back, and then he would just take it, and just missed it. Just missed it. Yeah, Chess Wizard had it. Had the queen. Forced move. Had the queen. This is going to be a tough one. Okay, he's developing. Finally, I keep the knight out. Okay, prophylactic keeps the knight out. This knight's keeping that one out. And now he's trying to trade off the bishop. One thing Chess Wizard definitely knows and does all the time is if he's ahead, he will try to trade down material. But, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. He knows that if he's ahead, if he trades down the material, he shouldn't lose. Now, we did watch Sly Chess lose to Matt Bruce after Sly Chess won the first 2 games. Convincingly won his first 2 games. Matt Bruce came back, right? It's a lot of chess still to be played. A lot of chess still to be played. So again, Chess Wizard could have pinned the rook and then brought the knight over to double up on the rook. I'm betting he's going to take back with the queen. Told ya. And now he finally gets, and because he moved his knight from here, now he's got Sudacus is able to double up on the pawn. This pawn isn't at risk. He's got it covered, so he could block. He could bring the rook over. He doesn't want to really allow him to place the knight there, pushing this, because then he'd still get a rook for the knight and why. Right? You're up material, but that doesn't mean you throw away the rest of your material. So, rook would be the simplest move, I think. It would just, but he throws the check in first, which may not be good. It frees the rook to come out. But he throws the rook in. And by the way, this game is not over. I was talking like, Sudacus has already lost. He's got 2 minutes extra on the clock. And Sudacus will find ways to hurt you. You got to be very careful. Sudacus will find those tricky mates in the middle of the board. You got to pay attention. So he's still got risks. He's still got dangers going, danger levels, right, going. But I would think that he should be comfortable. You would think he should be comfortable. But let's see. And Chess Wizard, again, is lower on time. So he's got to make sure that he gets going and playing good moves. I didn't like the check, mostly because it helped him move his king and get the knight into the game. Because he moved his king, he helped him get it. What is that? Why is he... Oh, okay, discovered attack. I was like, why is he giving away free candy? I could not see why he was giving away free candy. By the way, this move looks cute. No more free candy, and then what's the knight doing there? Then the knight is poorly placed. It's doing nothing. Okay, you can also protect. Now the knight is doing nothing. So, if you were going to do something with that knight, maybe here where he's not under attack by 2 pieces, from here the knight had some possibilities, like maybe coming back here and helping out. But the knight here was just a wasted move. And now he helped him push the pawn and seed his knight stronger in the center. He could try pushing. That would work, actually. This is what he probably should have done. Now, what is that move by Sudacus? Why is Sudacus giving away free candy? He can't get the rook here to come down here and say mate. I don't know why he's giving away free candy. And he's making Chess Wizard think about it a lot. Rook to e8 and fork. Nah, there was a knight. Yeah, yeah, I saw that too. And he could have taken with the queen, right? Oh, you mean now? You mean the idea was do it now, and if he takes, then he could get the fork. Yeah, but he's missing. Then he'd be missing the knight. Maybe that's why. Maybe he thought he could get that in, but yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I thought he might be trying to get this here and there. It still doesn't lead to mate because of that. He takes it, and then the king has a square to escape to. So it's still not mate. But yeah, this would be annoying. But he can't get here because he needs to protect it. So now we have moves like that, which still doesn't win that. But he could. He shouldn't be trading down. But again, he can't leave it here either, right? If he leaves it here, you get a discovered attack. Oh, rook did not come back. Okay. Alright, see, and this is where I like things like this. Why not just come here, threaten the rook again, maybe, baby. Could push. I still think he could just push. Yeah. Just push on the knight. Make the knight go away. The knight's really annoying him. Make it go away. He has almost no squares that aren't attacked by a black knight. The only square he has that's not attacked by a black knight is way over there. And so I would think that would be not bad for Chess Wizard. And he's still low. Chess Wizard is really low on time compared, but it is a +3, so he'll be gaining 3 seconds. My neighbors are mowing their lawn, and you guys probably hear that louder than you hear me. Definitely louder than I hear my music. Okay, that square is protected. That square is protected by the knight. So now Chess Wizard can get the trades he likes. Right? Gets another trade. Now, unfortunately, I think he's going to do things like just start pushing, which is dangerous. You push here, the bishop can't go there, but yeah, maybe. But this is fine. Just taking, again, taking free candy. The king has nice escape squares eventually. Yeah, but there's absolutely never resign. You never resign a match because you might get a stalemate. If nothing else, you might get the Eric Rosen stalemate. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, your opponent might blunder and give you a win. So, worst case is a loss, which you'd get, right? If you resign, you lose. It's a simple concept. You resign, you lose. So why would you ever resign? You won't. You shouldn't. Now, but you can make blunders like this, and he gets to check in, and then after you take, then he gets to take your queen, and that's why you play on. Because he could blunder right here. He could blunder right here. He could blunder and leave him. All of those are possibilities. We've seen it happen. So we're getting back to some of the dangers of pushing on the rook. The rook has to find a new home. Good job, not giving away. Now he's got threats here. Look at that. But that was a nice threat. You know, at least you get a threat. King has to move. You get a discovered attack by the bishop. But now it's interesting. Let's see. So the king almost has to move, right? You do not want to, again, give a discovered attack. And he decided he had enough material to win. That's probably a very good simplification. I mean, he's got a rook. He's up a rook still. So that's probably a good simplification, especially when you're low on time. So he was low on time, and he figured, you know what? I'm going to simplify. Now he takes back, and then his rook is going to come over. Let's see if he knows that. He should know that. There you go. And then he can push the pawn once. King has to hold, and then he could just bring his king up. Yep, and it's not a stalemate, but again, it might end up being a stalemate. You got to be careful. So Chess Wizard just needs to bring his king in and not go over here, not worry about this. He should go eat up all these pawns, or as many as he wants, and then he can queen a different pawn. He doesn't even have, this pawn does not have to queen. Okay, what? I don't, oh, checkmate. Cute. 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 He said went here because he can't take the pawn, but Sudakus could have just kept doing what he was doing, pushing these pawns, and this check, then he could have taken the pawn. Then he still would have won the other pawns, but not bad, not bad. All right, that's game one. That's game one. I gotta set up our thing. You guys should have about a minute. That was a nice little trick he laid there for him, especially with playing fast, right? You're like, okay, maybe I can get away with it, and he did. So Chess Wizard wins the first game, and as we saw, it was an interesting game. If they're going to play King's Gambits like that all the time, it's going to be interesting games. By the way, I will tell you right now, before that game, Chess Wizard and Sudakus had 5 points each in their head-to-head battle. They both had 4 wins and 2 draws against each other. 4 wins against and 2 draws. So they were dead even going into that game. So there you go. We got to see when the next game will start. And we're going to be watching it with, well, we always want Sudakus at the bottom, right? So actually, we're going to follow Chess Wizard's game. That way, Chess Wizard, oh, no, I got it backwards. I did chess backwards what I said. So we always want Sudakus at the bottom. Okay. All right, guys, we got the Caro-Kann. We got the Caro-Kann. Let's get the clocks back up. And I'll rewind real quick. We got a Caro-Kann. All right, exchange variation on the Caro-Kann. Let's see if Chess Wizard did any prep for this. This one he did know Sudakus played. Again, he only had He had since this afternoon to prep, though. He only had since this afternoon to prep. And, of course, we know our buddy Sudacus is working at the same time. So he is playing under a little bit of a deficit, that he's a little bit distracted at work. But, you know, he'll be the first one to say, hey, you don't want no stinking excuses. So, first game went to Chess Wizard. He's up 1-0, and we're watching the next game. Trying to get that better to cover up everything. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. I'll act like if I understand technology later. And happy Friday to everyone. I hope you have a great weekend planned. Okay, let's get back to the analysis. Chess Wizard is definitely playing faster this game. I think it's because he felt more confident in his prep for this game. Because his last game, you could tell he didn't know what to do. He found good moves, and he had some great moves that he missed. But yeah, this is interesting. So, Black is saddled with doubled pawns, but otherwise it's not. I mean, he does have the semi-open file, but he has no queen to help take advantage of the semi-open file, and the white bishop is a long ways away from getting involved. That white bishop isn't going to get involved anytime soon. If white does something stupid, though, and castles queenside and drops this pawn and makes it easy for black, that'll be a sad thing. So hopefully he castles kingside or doesn't castle at all. I did just mention to him in class last night that when the queens are off the board, it is much less important to castle, right? Because your king, if you trade off a couple of more minor pieces or maybe a rook or two, your king needs to be in the center of the board. So it's less important to castle when you've got the queens off the board, but you still want to get your king off the back rank so your rooks can talk. We want our rooks to be able to do some gossiping, so we'd want them to be there. But anyway, we did get a castle, so they're very even game. Very even game. Remember, this is a match. So if they draw this game, then Sudacus gets to have white again. Now, someone asked me a while back, like, which one's better, right? Which one do I prefer, or things like that. I still think at this level, at below 1800 Lichess, below 2000 Lichess, the player with black actually has an advantage. Why do I say that? Because they know the opening better. They're playing their opening. White played e4. Black said, we're playing the Caro-Kann. Let's go. I've played the Caro-Kann for years. I am becoming a Caro-Kann expert. Now notice white, when he played e4, black Chess Wizard played e5, which said, play whatever you want. And Sudacus played the King's Gambit. But Chess Wizard had the opportunity to play the Sicilian, to play the French, to play the Caro-Kann. So he had, even the Scandinavian, right? Black had the opportunity to pick the opening. And so therefore, if you're studying openings, and you're like me, and you're not 14, 12, 9 years old, where you could spend all day and night studying openings, right? You don't have that kind of time. Well, if you don't have that kind of time, and you're studying just one or two openings, you want forced openings as black. You don't want to study against just playing e5 back. If you play just e5 black, if you play e5 back, you're going to find that you're at the whim of now your white getting to pick the opening again. So study two openings, make them both forced openings, and you're good to go against e4, one opening forced, against d4, one opening forced, when you start studying openings. I'd rather you not even do that at the beginning. If you're under 1500, you don't need to study openings. You need to study principles. You need to find good moves. So that was an important move so that this rook can go off and do stuff. Because otherwise that rook was tied to that pawn. I don't think Chess Wizard should have traded the bishop, allowed the trade of the bishop with the knight. I think he should have brought the bishop here and attacked the pawn first. And then after that pawn moved, right? He couldn't have moved. So he might have tried to protect it somehow. And after he tried to deal with the fact that bishop was attacking the pawn, the bishop could have run back. So you're asking me, what am I talking about? Right here, this trade is fine. Now, this knight is poorly placed. He's not attacking anything, really. So I say you come here and attack the pawn. How do you protect it? You could push here. No, you can't. How do you protect it? You can't go here. How do you protect it? You could go here. This is like the only way to protect that pawn with your bishop here. In which case, you can take the bishop and trade. But why? I still wouldn't. I'd back it up. I would not give away this bishop. That bishop was helping own the square. And no matter what black does next, after you move your bishop away, you get to put the question on the knight. The knight has to book out of town. And when the knight books out of town, your bishop is still hitting this beautiful square. This is the square that white should have been pounding on. So go back, push the knight away, get the knight here, pile up on this square. This is the square to win the game. But white didn't understand that. White's under 1800. So he didn't know that. But he's still playing solid, fighting for the semi-open file, right? There's a semi-open file, and white only has one semi-open file to play on, so he's playing on it. But look how much better it would be if his bishop were still hitting here, and that knight was maybe like off here somewhere, right? I mean, it's just, we want to pile up everything on this square because we want to fight for this file. But that's kind of advanced. It's a little bit for later days, right? That's middle game going to end game, understanding that there was no reason to trade your good bishop, your nice bishop. Now, it wasn't the good bishop, but it was doing good work. There was no reason to trade that bishop. This is interesting. I'm not sure what Sudacus is aiming at, except for maybe doubling up over here and then hoping to get some kind of sacrifice going. I don't know. All of that's going to be moot when he pushes a pawn. If he pushes a pawn, that stops all of that. Yeah, this rook is not what I would call well placed. I don't know what he's doing here. I don't know. Me, I would have said move would have been here, but you can't leave the pawn. So I would have probably blocked first, blocked the bishop. By the way, the knight's not coming there anyway, sorry. But I blocked the bishop, then moved my king into the center. Remember I told you the king belongs in the center in the endgame. The king belongs in the center in the endgame, and here we are with the king belonging in the center. So, right now, if he pushes, you could take this way. That becomes an isolated pawn, pretty weak. So you might want to still take this way, even though that gives him an open file, but you could just go fight for the open file. I like this, actually, because then he's going to get his pawns into the game. I like that. I think that's a better use. The knight here would be a nice square, but then he still can get traded off by the bishop, and you still have an open file to play on. This open file, Sudacus is trying to create an open file, and that's dangerous. He doesn't have Luft for his king, although he has a knight that could go back, but he doesn't have Luft, but he is trying to double up, so I kind of like that still, right? That's the idea. If he pushes, though, you can't let him take. That's cute. Pins the knight for the moment, but you could chase the bishop. Then do you trade the knight? Do you trade your bishop for your knight? Ooh. Nope, he's looks like Chess Wizard said, well, now that you're not on that diagonal, I'm just going back to my original plan, which right now it doesn't work, and by the way, the king's going to get here eventually. And actually, the king can go now, because if he takes, then this is an old trap. Bishop would be dead. So he can't even take. So this move is a nice move, and he could do it right now. Interestingly enough, it's like neither one knows they're opening right now because they are both spending a lot of time. Where Chess Wizard was way down on time the first game, this one, the time is much closer. All right, we got rid of that bishop. That's interesting that he allowed getting rid of the bishop. All right, he can't take. Well, he could take, but he really shouldn't take because he'd lose a rook. He'd lose a whole bishop. And then after he loses the whole bishop, nice. Nice. It's like, okay, now you got to move your bishop away. And it is an advanced pawn, and it's going places. But he's going to have troubles, too. This will be interesting. This will be interesting because he's locked up. Now he can't open up that file. So now he's dedicated to opening up this file. This is going to be very interesting. Nice endgame play. Looking forward to seeing how it goes. The bishop can come here, but then this pawn push works because if you take here, then he takes here. Alright, so we're getting interesting play. And I thought that might happen. Bishop is finding a new target. But look at this lockdown. This could end up being very drawish. This can end up, I mean, what are you doing here? Me, I'm blocking this pawn's advance, and then I can blockade this pawn, and it's becoming a draw. This should end in a draw, guys, with proper play, it feels like. Same colored bishops. Opposite colored bishops is very drawish, but I think many times same colored bishops can be very drawish, and I don't like the move. So yeah, that's not the move. Now he almost has to push. Now I feel like he has to push. Otherwise he gives a passed pawn for a long time. Now he still has a passed pawn, but he could blockade it. Oh, and by the way, a great blockading piece is the king. The king, believe it or not, becomes a very good blockading piece. But this comes here, and everything gets blocked up for a long time. I do like the king here, and that way your rooks are still free to try to get an open file. So the rooks would be, the king would be a better blockading piece because nothing can attack him. The white bishop can never, the light colored bishop can never attack this square, and the rook can never attack this square. So I would say that you go with, instead of the rook, you try to get your king there. So this is where this king has got to get into the game, guys. He can't keep waiting. He's got to get his king into the game. And he's not doing it. He's holding status quo, though. There might be an open file opening. There might be a file opening up. If he pushes this pawn, a file is going to open up. A file is going to become dangerous. Yep, bishop's trying to realign. And again, see, he's going to hit there. And so you got to find what you want to do about that. So the rook came here. Why? To protect this pawn so the bishop would be released. He's like, what's my best piece? I think it's my bishop. I need my bishop. Now he just has to move laterally, right? Probably dark square. There you go. But I mean, you could have kept him on the seventh rank. Second rank. Could just push. There's no real threat here. But Sudakus is trying to make things happen, which you've got to appreciate. By the way, tell me what happens if he goes here. I guess the bishop goes here. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I thought the bishop was almost trapped, but it's not trapped anyway. You could just protect it. Finally, we see the king get into the game, which is paramount, and neither one has done it yet. If you noticed, it took all that time for them to get the king, one of them to get their king into the game. So that forces that, pretty much. Right? You got to protect this pawn. How else can you protect the pawn? It's the only way. And now we might see a pawn storm and the rooks reposition. And this bishop right now, that could be deadly because that rook can't leave to go help. This could be interesting, guys. Interesting endgame. Alright, Sudaku said, nope, I'm not going to let you force that move out of me. I'll do it on my own terms. Now, this is a nice square for the bishop. So, you know, but really it doesn't, and it looks like Chess Wizard is worried about that square. He didn't have to worry too much about that square, but he obviously is. Because he's thinking, and by the way, even without that square, he can force a trade of bishops if he gets the bishop there. Now, should he do a trade of bishops? Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. So now I anticipate we're going to see that. Yep, told you. Told you. Now, this does not work because you take here first. There you go. That you can do. Tax the pawn, but now the king can just protect. But also, by the way, the rook could have protected. And I would have preferred the rook. Ah, now he's looking to make an open file. By the way, that bishop really didn't have too much scope. I mean, that pawn could have been... I would have been tempted to leave that bishop there and then try these kind of operations because I still like that bishop was holding a pinned pawn. You would have played h5. Yeah, h5 would have protected it. It does get dicey though, but I like h5. I liked h5 in that scenario. I did like h5 in that scenario. And it looks like Chess Wizard is going to be aggressive. I would have almost said he should just play for a draw because this passed pawn is a forever problem. You know, I don't know what else to call it. It's a forever problem. That passed pawn, he needs to get his king there. And even if he gets his king there, these pawns become weak. But I would push here first, then see if I can get my king over. You need your king doing this blockading work. See, this rook is relegated to being a pawn. That rook is a really valuable, expensive pawn. That's an expensive pawn. Good games, though. Excellent games. I'm enjoying these. We're definitely going to analyze these next time. Alright, goes after the pawn as I thought he might. Got to protect it, and now everything is kind of okay for... Kind of okay. I mean, he could have pushed. I think you almost want to push yourself now and make this the central pawn to protect. Because that would lock the pawn in. Nope. He says if you push, I get to take, so he's not going to push yet. But I'm telling you, that king belongs to... Oh, what is that? I think that was a mouse slip. I think that was a mouse slip. Seriously, I think that was a mouse slip. Unless he's thinking about pushing this pawn and he wanted to protect that one. Oh, maybe it's not a mouse slip. Okay, that's probably not a mouse slip. Yeah, he wants b4, I agree. I agree. We might get rooks on the 7th, we might get pigs on the 7th. But this passed pawn is going to be so dangerous. I mean, he could just push right now and then get his rook behind it. That's what I'm telling you. The king needed to come over. The king needs to come over now, guys. That king needs to come over now. He's not doing it. He's not. He's hurting me. This is my student, one of my students, and he's missing the mark. Yeah, I knew he was going to trade, but now he's got to get his king here. If he doesn't get his king here, he loses. Oh my gosh. Sudacus is not taking advantage of his advantage. Yeah, I said that right. Yeah, I don't know what this keeps the king in, but this is the problem. Not a bad idea. Not the greatest idea. Sudacus could have just taken. He would have taken back. You would have had a check. King can't come up. The king would have had to go back. You start pushing your passed pawn. By the way, I still think just going here right away, starting to put the pressure with the passed pawn, you go here. Chess Wizard has to go here. You go here. He has to go here. And now your rook is here. This Chess Wizard, what? 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 I guess he wants him to push, so then he could go win it? I don't know. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I think this is very bad. Okay, I like it. I'm going to say I like it now. He can even take this pawn first, guys. He could have taken the pawn. He had time. Take the pawn first. Because if he pushed again, then you go, and you would have been great. Okay, so now the king, whoa. Okay, he's trying to trade one for the other. And he could force that trade one for the other. There you go. And we're back to Draw City. Told you. Told you felt like a draw. I think there's going to be a draw. Again, they can make mistakes. You got to watch for blunders. I think there were opportunities for two, but now we have disconnected pawns. So now black's looking good again. Black's looking good again. We got disconnected pawns. Oh, why didn't he go all the way? Why didn't he go all the way? Oh, he can't push. But why didn't he go all the way? He should have went all the way. He could have went all the way, said check. The king would have had to back up. Then he could have done this. Yeah, let's see if I'm right. Yeah, right here, check. The king has to back out. And then after he backs out, with this being stuck here, the king can step up. Yep. Up. Up. Up! What's he doing? That's going to be a draw. No matter what, black can force a draw. Gambit in that's the same, but it's 2 pawns for 2 pawns. And it's looking interesting to me. Alapin? Nice. Are you prepared for your test tomorrow? Okay. Then I feel better. Wow, this one might go the whole to 10 o'clock. This one looks tough. These two have been playing each other very well. They played either... Oh, that's a drop piece. Almost. Check. It's not a drop piece because the bishop can come back. But if he got him to block, if he brings his knight... Now then it's not a check. Too bad. But yeah, he could have done that, forced the bishop back, and then done that, and looked to force a trade there. This pawn would have dropped. He would have been able to castle. Yep, that would have been sweet music to my ears. That could have been done. Could have been done. Alright, I think we're going to see a castle early in this game. Not like it's uncalled for. I think it's totally called for. The other choice is, of course, to push the pawn and free the bishop, or push this pawn to free the bishop. And then the last choice, whoa, okay, putting the question to the bishop. Putting the question to the bishop. Are we going to have a wild game? Because this knight is going to look at this square, and that bishop, he's just helping him look at that square. Okay, so before, if he had taken with the bishop here, then the knight would have actually protected the bishop, but the bishop would take first, right? And then he would have lost. Okay, I guess he decided he can sack, because if he takes here. And if he takes here, he takes here, and he's still protecting the knight. So he got a free pawn. I like it. They are playing aggressive, exciting chess. Don't know what the long think is. You can't take with the knight, you'd lose this knight. Right? I mean, what's the long think here? Yeah, he did. Yeah. No, I don't personally play the Sicilian yet. It's one of the openings I haven't bothered to learn yet. No, I don't play it. I don't play the Caro-Kann. I don't play the Scandinavian. A lot of openings I don't play. He was ready for that. I like to see him get this, yeah, see, he's allowing this. And there's absolutely zero reason to allow that. He should be here. I got to work with him on his endgame. Oh, did you? Well, there's easy. All you do is you go back to Twitch and you go to Minecraft under categories. Do a search on categories. Find, why is he letting him double his pawns? Why is he letting him double his pawns? I have no clue what that move was. That was bad. There's no other word I can use for it. That move was bad. Anyway, but you go and you search, and Minecraft is one of the categories. Oh, well, actually, Tiberian, I don't know if that's the right spelling for the Minecraft mod. Tiberian is also from Tiberian Sun, which is from Command and Conquer. PC game I loved. So here we are, getting into the back, like I told you, getting into the 7th rank. There was no reason to let him in here. If he had just gone here, he would not be able to get in here at all. That's what I was talking about. Shouldn't let him in. Okay, I got you now, Harmon. I got you now, Harmon Nieves. Good one. Yeah, I'll try later. I will try to get back to regular Minecraft later. Sorry about that. My bad. My bad, my friend. My bad. Okay, this is not going to work out. Because now he gets this move. Now we do get a check. And then what? Maybe attack the bishop? But yeah, this is a mistake. because that just wins the pawn for white. Gives him back the pawn. And by the way, the rook can't go away too long because he's going to get checkmated on the back rank if he's not careful. So this was a mistake. He did this too quickly. He pushed his pawn way too quickly. He cannot move. He can move with a check, but other than a check, he's got to make luft for his king. He's got to make luft for his king, otherwise he gets mated in the back rank. Don't even know if he sees it. Hey, thanks for the follow. Harmon, thank you for the follow. You know, I do play Minecraft, though, with my daughter. So, someday, that's a mistake. It just loses a pawn. That's a free pawn. It does pull the bishop off of this diagonal, though. So, if he takes, he could throw the check in first. The king moves. Then he could go here and win the piece back. Let's see if that's what he's thinking. Check. Oh, no. He had it. Again. Oh, gosh. Why do we play so fast, guys? Why do we play so fast? Look. Takes. So you go here, check. King has to move. Then you go here, pinning the... And now we're giving away the... I don't understand this at all. I don't understand what just happened. I have no clue why Chess Wizard Chess decided to lose this game, guys. He gave away a pawn. He gave away a critical pawn for no reason that I can see. Now Sudakus can just let his rook roam and go to town. Sudakus should win this game now. It was a dead draw. This was a dead draw. All you have to do is, he could have stayed here. He could have stayed here. He could have went here to try to harass the king from behind. This rook can't attack. He's going at it. So Chess Wizard is happy for the draw, and this is a draw. You guys should just agree to a draw. It should be 3 move repetition or 3 position repetition eventually. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, another draw. Another draw. By the way, if they keep drawing, then Chess Wizard's going to win because now he's at 2, and his opponent is at 1. So the first one, the 3, wins. All right, Chess Wizard draws, keeps drawing. He wins the turn. He wins the match. Interesting. He's got that lead. Sudakus has to break through him and get a win. Sudakus has to play for the win. Interesting. Very interesting. Match play. This is very much match play. We're gonna see another Caro-Kann. No surprise there. We got another Caro-Kann. So Chess Wizard, should he take? He got a draw last time. Why not? This is what happened to Sly Chess. Sly Chess was winning, and then Sly Chess stopped playing the openings that won. He won with the French as white, as black, and then as white. He won with the French both ways, and then he stopped playing the French. He stopped playing it as white, he stopped playing it as black, and he started playing, he played nothing, he wouldn't play the French again, and he lost every game. Lost every game after that. Alright, again, Chess Wizard can be happy with a draw. So I like this. We've done this before in our own games, where we said we're not going to trade queens because we want to keep the position dynamic. And now, yep, but white has to worry. Now he could castle queenside. Didn't choose to yet. This pawn push can be scary. Could have went for this pawn push because that bishop was tenuous. And he's happy for a trade, it looks like. But then he has a free move with the bishop, but does he have a good place to go? Yeah, maybe here. Wins a pawn out of it. But he just takes with the pawn, and you no longer have the discovered attack. So yeah, if he takes, although you would want to normally take with the bishop and not have an isolated pawn, but that isolated pawn, by the way, is a passed pawn. Yeah, so if it's an isolated pawn of yours, but you can make it where it's hit, where you have the advantage in that sense, then yeah, why not? So now here, queen side castling, depending on how he takes back. Okay, can't queen side castle. Got to develop your bishop somewhere. There you go. Develop your bishop somewhere and then press on. So Sudakus now needs a win. He needs to be playing for a win sometime soon. 2 more draws and Chess Wizard wins the championship. This is like classic, top level. You could play for a draw to win the one-on-one match, to win the championship. Right? He could do that for the championship. Yeah, knight to e5 looked good also for black. This one I don't like. I don't know, but again, you don't have to go into the. You don't have to castle, but you do have to let your rooks talk. So, and he's happy to trade. He's going to trade them all. He's going to trade them all. He's got a better pawn position. These 3 pawns have the potential outside to become a pass pawn. These 4 pawns do not because it's doubled. So these 3 pawns can hold these 4 pawns easily. While, oh, Nelly, look at that. Let's see, we get a knight. He takes that. And so what do we have here? We gave up the exchange willingly. Why? You just take here, don't you? You just take. Take castle queenside, and you have the exchange. You're up the exchange. He's thinking. He's thinking hard. And he didn't take the exchange. Well, maybe because he figures he just has a free piece. If you save the rook, right? If you save the rook, I save my bishop, and I have a free piece. I'm up a piece. Because I took a piece, I took a piece. You only took 1 so far. And that's free candy. I can guarantee you Chess Wizard won't miss that. Oh my goodness. And then we can't resign. You can't resign. You got to play for the draw. Oh my goodness. And that does it, guys. That does it. With that win, it is 3 points to 1. It is 3 points to 1. We have a new world chess champion for under 1800. That's best of 5, first of 3. I think I got it right this time. I always mess that up. But I feel confident that, and looking at it, it's a little early than we thought it was going to be. Chess Wizard is the new world under 1800 world chess champion. Congratulations, Chess Wizard. Wow, what a set of games, guys. What a set of games we're going to have to go over later. Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm serious. That was very exciting. Very exciting. Good games from the beginning. We had 2 draws in there. It's 3-1 with 2 draws. Wow. I am going to end the stream in about 13 minutes. We might go over some of these games. Chess was a great job. SudacusChess, great job. Thank you both for playing. Sudakus, I know that you were also struggling with the fact that you had to get work done. But wow, what an exciting match. Thank you so much for playing in it. Again, can't say enough how proud I am of Matt Bruce, 25, for getting over 1800. I wish he was here watching the championship with us. He did an outstanding job, got over 1800 before the tournament came up. He's not even on games. So we could throw that one into analysis board. Let's go grab ourselves a couple more because that was outstanding. That was outstanding chess. We had 4 games, guys. 4 excellent games. And 2 draws. 2 draws, 4 outstanding games. Chess Wizard, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, look at that. King wants to play some blitz. So we have our games that we could go over, but Chess Wizard is now the reigning under 1800 world champion for Lee Chess, for me, for time. So well, let's go over that first game, because that first game may have been the most important game, and that would have been this one, where Chess Wizard got to jump out to a lead. And I'm not even sure that he should have, but he got into a King's Gambit, And I liked what Sudakus did. I liked his aggressive play. I liked hitting the open files. And this knight just needs to be out of his way. So what does he do? He quickly sacrifices the knight. Okay. All right, Sudakus. During the tournament, or you mean right now? But yeah, I liked the sacrifice. I thought it was a daring sacrifice. And in fact, his opponent didn't like it enough that he didn't even take it. I thought he could take it. I thought we'd see this. I thought we would see this. Now, he is attacking this twice, but I thought we would see this. And this is kind of what happened in the game. If he makes a mistake of going here, he's mated. He's mated. So he probably wouldn't have done that mistake, right? Because he's mated. So he couldn't go there with that check. He could have brought back the bishop. That was a choice I thought he might try. And then it was like, oh, dag, now what do you do, right? So you take here. If he brings back the bishop, you're like, okay, my attack just petered out, and I still have I still have this knight that's hanging, right? It's hanging. So you want to take here and threaten the rook and threaten the check here. But I don't know if you have time. I don't know if you have time. He takes with check. Your king starts to run. I don't know if you have time. That's why, I mean, it would have been exciting. Okay, but, so Chess Wizard said, nope, I can't take that knight, so I'm going to hopefully get to this pawn. Nice try, nice try. Oh, okay, Chess Wizard, great job. We'll talk more later. Yeah, I will. Yeah, check out the VOD. Check out the VOD. You'll see, at least in this game, where you had an easier, faster win. And I'll go over the rest of the games later. When you blundered the queen, I believe you. Yeah, I was telling them that you were probably working. I told them it's going to be hard. It's kind of like a handicap you gave. Kind of like a handicap. So this one I didn't think worked, and I figured right because of this check and then here. But here, this move, this I think was still dangerous. I think you can't go into the corner. I think you still had to go here. In fact, I know you had to go there. I know you had to go there, and I'll show you why. So if you go here, he had this move. Chess Wizard had this move, winning your queen way before you blundered it because of the phone call. He should have won your queen here. He should have won your queen right here. And I don't see any way out of it. You could take, he takes back with check. And then he gets to win your knight. If you come here with the bishop, he still just takes here. No, I lied. If you go here, he just takes here. Checkmate. So, what do? Actually, you have to take with the queen. Check. You can put the bishop in front now because the bishop and the knight are both under attack. So you can put the bishop in front, and he gets to take the knight. And I think this game is almost, you could say this game is almost over. But yeah, he totally missed. He was not looking for his own aggressions. He was like, how can I stop you from beating him? And I thought, this doesn't work. I thought, you just win the bishop. But, okay, you could throw in the check first. But, you couldn't throw in the check first. Why? Because I thought this would come. And if you allowed him time to get the bishop to come back, it's protected by the knight, it's protected by the king. I think you just gave up the free piece. So the check, this is, and we've talked about this, guys, general rule, right? What's the best move most of the time? Take the piece. Most of the time, the best move is take the piece. But in this case, no, the best move is to take this piece. Right? The best move would be to take this piece. Attacking something of greater value is a risky proposition. And in this case, the wrong move, because the bishop gets to come back and he gets to save the bishop that he had given you the free piece, and giving you a chance to try to keep some momentum going of keeping an attack going. So I think that was a mistake, but then Chess Wizard made a mistake on top of that mistake. He said, okay, take my bishop. I don't want to save my bishop. Why should I save my bishop? I think he was still hoping somehow that you would leave your queen here, Or he might have been, maybe he noticed this and he said, well, maybe if I move my king, he might do some other move, like bring out a knight. But I don't think you're going to miss the fact that your queen is totally hanging, right? That's why you threw in a check first, because your queen was totally hanging. So, if you want to, but yeah, this move is just bad. Bring back the bishop. Save your bishop. Now, I didn't save the bishop. But we do, if you notice, right away, he gets that move in, which means he had seen it after he moved here. He saw it. Too bad he didn't see it when he first took, if he first took the pawn, he would have won the game. But he saw it late, obviously, in my opinion. It was obvious. Now, again, why take? Let him take, you take back, then the rook has to come up anyway. Why force that move when I'd rather have my queen here in that situation? But there is the check here, and that could be annoying. You have to run around. So he takes first, but I was thinking you could just move here with the knight first. That's what I would have done. But anyway, takes, knight comes here, and then Sudakus, he's going to hate the guy that called him forever. Whoever called him for work, he needs to tell him, you don't call me when I'm in the middle of a game. Because, yeah, that's where he blundered the queen back, blundered the queen. But to be fair, he should have lost it a couple of moves ago. But he would have gotten a bishop for it, maybe. Actually, he wouldn't have, right? He would have gotten the bishop and then lost the knight. And then I like this, though. I like that Sudakus kept fighting. I liked it that he kept fighting. And here's another one. Here's another opportunity that was lost for our man. We're looking, right? We get this move first. And then he says to himself, oh, I can trade off this knight. This knight is kind of annoying. 2 pieces attacking me. So I'm going to move my knight here. But the problem is that knight has no place to go. That's not a good square for the knight. So if you're going to move this knight anywhere you want except for here because of this, if you're going to move that knight anywhere you want to try to get an advantage of, trade off this knight, then I would be looking maybe here, because that way if the bishop takes, you can still just take the knight. And if the bishop doesn't take, your knight's not in a bad square. The knight's in a good square. Hits this square and keeps the rook out of there, and it keeps the bishop from hitting here. Right? Easy move. So you could have went here. He could have went here, which would have given him this square to come back to. But instead he does this move, which Sudakus had to look at and say, well, what's up with that? What's up with that? Why are you giving me a free piece? So it's obvious. He's going to find this. And now Sudakus just has to decide, am I willing to trade off pieces? And Sudakus rightly says, no, I'm down material. I'm not trading off anything. All right. By the way, Sudakus could have taken here. Could have won a pawn, because then he still gets to take the knight the next move. But, yeah, that wouldn't be as good, because that would still give a trade of a knight. You're winning 1 pawn, and you're down too much material, way too much material. So Sudakus said, nope, I'm just going to protect my knight, and then said, hopefully you forget about yours, and you'll give me that knight anyway. And he said, nope, I don't want to give the free knight. And then look at this. Sudakus says, I got a trick up my sleeve. And I think what Sudakus and the chat actually called this out, for a draw still. So I thought that might be a better way to get the draw. But the king tucked away. There's no checks anymore. All the checks are done. But then, he said, well, I'm going to put a question to the knight, see if I can get rid of it. The knight goes away. And unfortunately, this is a trade square. So I was thinking that you might go here, but it doesn't really do much for you because, right, it doesn't do much for you. You could chase again, and then the knight has to go here. And then there's no more chasing the knight, but but at least you're not trading it, because I don't think you can afford to trade the piece. So the problem with this move is, of course, black jumped on it right away, said, great, now you're down 1 more piece, and then he takes the pawn. And then here was interesting. It was like, okay, you've got chances to mess up, right? Maybe you'll come here. Well, then I get a discovered attack, and I get to win the queen again. So, and then I'm only down a knight. So I liked it, kept playing, kept trying to find moves. Found a safe place to go. And then the bishop moves in. And I like this move a lot. This was really good. It keeps the rook out of coming in, keeps the bishop from getting these kind of attacks. It was just a good solid move. I thought you might try something like pushing the pawn. Don't think it works because of things like check, right? You just lose the rook. But, you know, yeah, it's not going to work. I don't think this works either, but I thought that all that black had to do was just move his king out of the way. And the same way, like when he put his knight here and you didn't take and you just moved out of the way, I figured black would just move out of the way. Because then I was like, okay, what do you got left? You take, I take, you can come here, and then I just have to protect that pawn multitude of ways, and I'm a happy camper again. So, yeah, I thought you just move out of the way, and then you have threats like this later, but, you know, you can't move up here, of course, because it just takes. But otherwise, I thought you had, I thought he could have just moved away. But he decided, hey, I'm up, a ton of material, and now I have a passed pawn. And this was fine. This was cute. This was cute. You can't take the pawn. You can't take the pawn. But you didn't have to, of course. You could have pushed something else. And then he could have said check, but then then he could have taken, but then he would have taken, and he would have taken all your pawns anyway. He should win anyway. But the basic move is just to go here. I mean, you have no moves. You go here, you get to queen. So you could just go here and then eat all your pawns, and then just queen something else. But this was a cute move. It was a cute move. It does keep your king, by the way, here. So even if he gives up that pawn, now his king can go eat these pawns. Your king can never play. So there's the it's not a bad. It works. It works. And it worked faster than we should think it should work, but it worked. Either way, quick update for everybody. I am going to be moving. I am going to have Tuesdays are going to move back to Mondays in one more week. One more week. I'll remind you next week. But this Tuesday we have the Under 2000 World Championship Qualifier. Under 2000 World Championship Qualifier should be this Tuesday. I might take a... Yeah, it's the beginning of August. Let's do it. Wednesdays, though, I usually did lunchtime at Wednesdays. Won't be doing that anymore. We'll be doing late night on Wednesdays, 8 o'clock. Fridays, I usually did 8 o'clock. Won't be doing that anymore. It'll be lunchtime on Fridays, 11 o'clock on Fridays, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And Saturdays, I might be dropping my 6 o'clock. I was doing Hand and Brain, Cabeza y Mano, con mi amigo, muy amigo, más amigo, good friend, bien amigo, buen amigo, Sudacus. But I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. Let me turn this off. I'm not going to, well, he hasn't been able to for the last couple of times, and so chances are we're not going to get that done. So I'll probably stop doing the Saturdays is a good possibility. My buen amigo, thank you. I'll be doing it, but I don't know when. It's not going to be a regular. And Sundays I'm going to try to keep the 1 o'clock lessons. But otherwise we're swapping Wednesday and Friday, and later we'll put Tuesdays back to Mondays like it used to be. All right, just giving you a heads up. I will change it in the schedule, so it will show up properly in the schedule from now on. Wednesdays, you'll see, will be 8 o'clock, and Fridays will be 11. All right, guys, let's see who we're going to raid. Let's see, Johnny D is on. GM Chess King is on. I've raided him a couple of times. Thinker Teacher. Gotta love Thinker Teacher. I love his material. Anglo-Saxon, I would have, well, his language, well, Chess Wizard did go to bed. Let's do Thinker Teacher. I know you guys will enjoy him. I enjoy him. He's from Poland, I think. I'm pretty sure he's a Poland guy. And good stuff. And he's always, like me, he's always trying to help people get better. So, give him a shout out. Take a look at him if you want. I'm not going to give a shout out because we're going to go rate him. And let me get to his channel, because that way hopefully we can get the commercial, get further past the commercial, so you don't have to sit there for the whole 30 seconds and see the commercial. Alright guys, Thanks again, Chess Wizard. Congratulations again. I know you're not online, but thanks again. Thanks to everybody for showing up and hanging out.